everyone, and welcome to the Shifts and Pucks News Pack for the Friday, May 20th, Friday of the long weekend, the May long weekend here in Canada. Of course, you can follow us on Twitter at Shifts and Pucks. We're live, facebook.com, Shifts and Pucks, youtube.com, Shifts and Pucks, twitch.com, Shifts and Pucks, as well as where subscribe wherever you get your audio, as well as on the Area 51 Sports Network, as in tonight, Game 2, Calgary Flames, Edmonton Oilers, Battle of Alberta, Flames winning Game 1, 9-6. Uh, so really important game. I don't think we did a recap yesterday of Game 1. We reminder we will be doing a recap of all the games the day after the game. We'll also be having Sean, Chris, and Tyler join once a week to recap the playoffs and whatever else is going on, and as well. So just a reminder on those. But we had that discussion there about the 2-0. We had if the Flames had led 2-0. But this is going to be a long series. That's, I think, what Devin and I came to the conclusion of. Be a long series, even at 2-0. Don't be surprised if it comes back 2-2 in Edmonton. You've got the greatest player in the game in Connor McDavid in Edmonton. Mike Smith is expected to get the start and goal. You uh, know that he's going to be want to get ready. You know the Oilers are going to want to get ready here for the game. And looking at the lineup that the Oilers could be putting out here, they had McDavid, Kane, and Shore, which was a placeholder for Draisaitl. Lino Draisaitl will play. Nugent Hopkins, Puljujarvi, and Hyman, McLeod, Fogle, and Yamamoto, as well as Ryan, Archibald, and Cassie, Nurse and CC, Keith, Bouchard, Broberg, Kulak, and Russell. I would suspect that Broberg is also a placeholder, according to Daniel Nugent-Bowman, for Tyson Barrie. He's been under the weather. So the big thing here is, how do the Oilers come out? How do the Flames come up? You know that Jacob Markstrom's going to want to play a better game than he did uh, on on Wednesday. You know that the Flames defense is going to want to play a lot better than they did overall. You know that the Flames do not want Connor McDavid to get 4 points and have big nights. So both of these teams are really coming in not happy. Even though the Flames have the 1-0 lead, I think that both teams don't feel that they played their best. And I think that this is going to be a much better, and I expect a much tighter game than we got for game one. I would not suspect it. I will not predict a 9-6 game. Could it be a 4-3 game? Sure. Uh, but this will be a tight game. Don't expect anything else there for that. Both teams will play better, and we'll see what happens. So there as well. Chris Tanev did not take the morning skate. I would not suspect that Chris Tanev will be in the lineup again for the Flames. So that will be something to also watch out on the Flames, that they're certainly not the same uh, without Chris Tanev on defense for sure. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see what this game is going to be. It's going to be a lot of fun as well. So there we go. That will be game one. The Calgary Flames, Edmonton Oilers, or game two. Sorry, game two. I feel like for both of these teams, this is almost a reset, even though it's 1-0. I wonder if you're kind of looking at this as a reset. Wednesday was such an emotional game, and listening to the Oiler radio, some didn't feel that the Oilers were ready and didn't really take this as seriously, but I almost wonder if that trying to downplay it just didn't allow them to get emotionally connected. And I wonder for Calgary if they were just too emotionally hyped on the other side. Like they got off to a great start, of course, manufacturing the same amount of putting that offensive pressure that they did in Dallas in Game 7. I just wonder if all of that emotion and all of that coming in just was downplayed too much by Edmonton, but almost upplayed it too much by Calgary. I wonder if we see a bit more emotion from Edmonton and a bit more calm from Calgary tonight. And I think it's about, I've said this on Twitter, be about who's managing the emotions for both of these teams. I think we'll come away with the edge there. So Evander Kane, though, he's talking. He had a couple things to say today in the today he was asked about Milan Lucic. We welcome him on the ice whenever he is. That will cause a stir within Flames Twitter. And then you've got also asked if they would win, and he said if they don't allow 9 goals. So Evander Kane is talking. Is that talking for Evander Kane to get his team emotionally riled up? Is that wise? Evander Kane did not have a good. I'll say this again. I don't think Evander Kane was very effective in game 1. Not only the penalties, only I know he's trying to emotionally engage, but you Shillington's going off. You need to be on the ice for that power play at 7-6. You're punching Matthew Tkachuk. You get off the ice. You take Tkachuk off the ice, and Tkachuk comes back and scores. So to make it 8-6. So not smart situational hockey from Evander Kane there at all. So I would suspect he needs to be a little bit better. I don't think even offensively, defensively. There was a play McDavid did a drop to Kane. Kane was standing at center ice. So he needs to be more involved in the game. He can't be talking. He needs to be playing. That would be one thing I would say for the Oilers. So we'll see. Game 2. I'm not used to saying game 2 of the Battle of Alberta. I feel like game 1, but that's that there. The other game tonight, of course, New York Rangers, Carolina Hurricanes. Carolina's up 1-0. Rangers had the lead for till late in the game, and then the Carolina ties it. Then Ian Cole wins it in overtime. Puck goes off Ryan Lindgren. Igor Shesterkin. I know that a lot of fans of Igor, but can't link with how he lit up his defenseman there late. Just showed him up with his hand waving there. Don't think that was cool. Ryan Lindgren has been playing hurt. He got hurt during that game. Guys trying. So we'll see what happens there. Big game for the Rangers against Carolina. Not, it's the whole idea though. You lose at home, that's when you're in big trouble. So even at 2-0, I don't think the Rangers are in trouble. But the way you lose games sometimes also hurts as well. So we'll see how that impacts everyone there. The 2 games yesterday started in Sunrise in Florida, Tampa Bay in Florida. Florida finally did score, but Corey Perry, of course, opened the scoring, and then Tampa Bay plays right till the end. Nikita Kucherov, who, when I talked about best passers, forgot about Nikita Kucherov. He should be in the best passer conversation for sure. Passes it to Ross Colson 3.1 seconds ago. Goes into net. Blame Mackenzie Weegar for sure. You can blame Gustav Forsling. You can blame the forwards. For sure, there's a lot to blame on that last play, but the problem is the Florida Panthers have yet to score 1 power play goal, not only in this series, but in the playoffs. They are over 23. They had opportunities in the third period to do it. They couldn't get it done. This is a President's Trophy team. Now, they did go back to their 5 forward power play, and it seemed to be a bit more effective. So you wonder if when the games 3 and 4, Sunday, Monday, by the way, they go back to back, you wonder if that helps, but they're going back to Tampa down 2-0. They lost both of their home games. So they got to steal 2 road games in Tampa. I'm fearful of this, and I've had the bold prediction that all of the series would go 7. But I don't know. If Tampa wins Sunday with a back-to-back, wonder if that series is over by Monday, unfortunately. And that would be a huge step there. And a very unfortunate thing that happened with the Florida Panthers after all that they've been through. But we'll have to see on that there. And then of course St. Louis last night beat Colorado. They're coming away with a 4-1 win. Much better performance. Devin and I talked about that yesterday. St. Louis had to be much better, and they were much better with their 4-1 win. David Perron again having a good night there. He had a couple goals. Vladimir Tarasenko, even though it's 4-1, blocking shots late, that Blues team just showed a tremendous commitment. Ian Avs were swarming with their waves, and Blues handled it, I thought, very well. And full marks to tie that series, going back to St. Louis. I'm one that did pick the St. Louis to win the series, so not surprised that it's tied. If I'm Colorado, wouldn't panic. That's their first loss of these playoffs. So for them, I just wouldn't worry too much there. Gabriel Landeskog scored 2. Gabriel Landeskog scored for the Avalanche. Perron 2. Jordan Kyrou, Brandon Saad, who was a factor in that game. Jordan Bennington, there was a controversial goaltender interference penalty to Nikushin that I think riled a lot of people up. But St. Louis, full marks for their victory. They won 4-1. So other news in the NHL today here as we just go through. Rick Bowness stepped down officially as coach of the Dallas Stars, and that came down today officially. Kevin Weeks again doing the news breaking, but the Dallas Stars did announce that today. And so Bowness, of course, who's been with the team, of course, he took over for Jim Montgomery. He led the Dallas to the 2020 Stanley Cup Final, 89, 62, and 25 with the Stars. Jim Neal said the search where new coach would begin immediately. Since this Todd Nelson, former coach of the Edmonton Oilers, Derek Laxell, and John Stevens, former head coach in LA and Philadelphia, were relieved. 46, 30, and 6 this season. Bowness said in a statement, after careful consideration with my wife, Julie, we feel it's best to step away and allow the organization the opportunity to pursue a different direction at the head coaching position. I'd like to thank all the passionate fans and dedicated staff for their support and hard work in my time here. It's been an honor for me, my family, to represent the Stars in the city of Dallas. So, and of course, he replaced Jim Montgomery back on December 10th, 2019. Shortly after, by the way, Bill Peters, that was late November, was out as coach of the Calgary Flames. So Jim Mills said Rick is one of the most respected and beloved individuals who have ever coached in the NHL. His decision and commitment to the game, the impact he's had, made on countless players, coaches, and support staff throughout his 5 decades in the league is unmatched. He has dedicated his life to our game, and we are honored to say that the Dallas Stars are part of his legacy. And I think Bowness has been a great ad. Of course, remember the loss of Dale Hawerchuk and how he was impacted by that during the 2020, when that happened in 2020, and then he brought back that great coach quote from Bob Johnson. It's a great day for hockey, and today is a great day for hockey, as we know. And then we have the King Clancy Award nominees were announced today. The finalists that were announced. Darnell Nurse of the Edmonton Oilers, Ryan Getzlaf of the Anaheim Ducks, and PK Subban of the New Jersey Devils, running for the award honoring leadership humanitarian contributions. So congratulations to those 3 for that. And Columbus Blue Jackets signed Joonas Korpisalo to a 1-year deal as well. He was 7-11-0 this year. Whereas Leakins was a number 1, but Korpisalo was an unrestricted free agent. It could have been an unrestricted free agent as of July 13th. He missed the final 17 games after having hip surgery in March and is expected to need 6 months to recover. And there as well. And then we have, of course, John Hines signed a 2-year deal to remain coach of the Nashville Predators. And Hines did a good job in Nashville. They've qualified for the playoffs each of the 3 seasons. The 47-year-old guided Predators to a 45, 30, and 7 record this year. They were swept, of course, partly probably because Jussi Saros got injured in that game against the Flames. And so John Hines will be back behind the bench in Nashville, but you know that. And kudos to former Minnesota Wild prospect Chris Foucault. He was selected in the 4th round of the 2009 draft. He in the Bahamas turned saved a 6-year-old girl from strong, monstrous waves and a strong rip current. Foucault put his life on the line without hesitation, rely, of course, and saved her life. Foucault said, as hockey players, we do have to stay in tip-top shape. For me, I'm a little bit older player. I'm 31. Staying in shape and being able to swim has kept my career going. Shout out to my trainers for keeping me equipped for the hockey and equipped for other situations as well. So thank you for that. Now, to switch to the WHL, and the WHL draft was yesterday, the prospect draft. And of course, Gavin McKenna was the first player taken in the draft for the Medicine Hat Tigers. But the story of the draft is Chloe Primerano. Sorry, my apologies. She was selected in the 13th round by the Vancouver Giants, first female to be drafted, skater to be drafted into the WHL. She plays with the Burnaby Winter Club U15 team. She had 2 goals, 17 assists, and 19 points in 30 games. She's a defender with the Burnaby West. She likes to model her game after Oiler defenseman Duncan Keith. Barclay Pernetta said Chloe's play this season in the top U15 league in Canada made her fully deserving of the selection today. The Vancouver Giants were happy to recognize her strong play by drafting her to the Western Hockey League. So very exciting for Chloe there as well. I think it's an exciting night for WHL as the Final Four semifinals begin. The number 3 CHL ranked Edmonton Oil Kings will take on the number 2 ranked Winnipeg Ice. That's the first, will be game 1 there. That starts at 5 Pacific, 7 in Winnipeg, 6 in a Mountain. And then, of course, we've got the Seattle Thunderbirds coming back from that 3-1 series deficit from the Portland Winterhawks to roll on to beat the Winterhawks. They're playing the Kamloops Blazers. That starts in Kamloops. So I think 2 very exciting competitive series. Those 2 winners face for the Ed Chanel Cup. So that is the news for today. You can follow us all individually on Twitter. Sean Beardy Canuck 03, Tyler TNOBLE, Devin Gordhouse 09. Also, Chris Schneid's SCHNEIDZ. By the way, Fireside Chat will be joining us for the Fireside Chat podcast. Will be joining us for some recaps as well. Give them a follow at Fireside Chat. They do a weekly podcast, and they'll be doing that once a week. And of course, you can catch us wherever you get your podcasts: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, wherever you get your podcasts, as well as on the Area 51 Sports Network. I am KEVOLE as well. Thanks for watching and listening. We'll talk to you all very soon. Bye for now.